Good morning, and welcome to the Bayview Yacht Club. My name is Bruce Baviars. I'm the president of BAB Associates. We are the official race promoter for the Bayview Mackinac race, Bell's Beer, Bayview Mackinac race, and we are in charge of sponsorship development for the club as well. On behalf of Bayview Yacht Club, I want to welcome you all and thank you for joining us this morning. Some big news for you today. That's sunshine, and today is the first day of summer. Before we get our program underway, I welcome all of you to join us in the trophy room if you'd care to grab a beverage. We got about a 30-minute program, so if you'd like to, grab a beverage right now, and then we're going to get the program underway. Anyone would care to. The Bayview Mackinac race represents everything that is great about a Michigan summer, and it's highly appropriate that we're having this news conference today on the first day of summer. We have a lot of other news for you this morning. In just a moment, I'll give you the highlights of this morning's program. I'd like to take care of a few housekeeping matters before we do that. Item 1, the official name of this year's race is the Bell's Beer Bayview Mackinac race. Under Associated Press style guidelines, when there's a name title sponsor, the AP style is to use the official name and at least the first reference to the event. While the race starts and ends in Port Huron and Mackinac Island respectively, the race name is not Port Huron to Mackinac, but the Bell's Beer Bayview Mackinac race. We have a great relationships with Port Huron and Mackinac Island, and make no mistake that this is not just Bayview's race, this is Michigan's race, and is run by the good people and hundreds of volunteers here at Bayview Yacht Club in Port Huron and on Mackinac Island. We're going to be hearing from the Bayview leadership and our sponsors today, as well as from the Blue Water Fest that takes place in Port Huron leading up to the race. Immediately following the news conference, there will be an opportunity for one-on-one interviews and photos. And immediately following the news conference, we've got a great luncheon for those of you who can join us. And it looks like the weather's going to cooperate. For those of you that would also like to join us, we're going to go for a sail. We'll be closing the program today with the Pro Team Challenge. As you may recall, last year was the inaugural year where the professional sports teams in Detroit each adopted a boat. And last year, the Tigers boat Epic won. Ray and Winnie Adams. We had a great time, and it was a great promotion for the pro teams as well as the Bayview Yacht Club. As most of you know, this race has been run continuously for 87 years. It is a grand tradition that evokes summer in Michigan. Commodore Ted Everingham will be joining us later to give us his perspective on the history of this great race and the Bayview Yacht Club. Detroit and the region may still be economically challenged, and many great events have been canceled or are in danger of being canceled this year. Last year, the Bayview Mackinac race, according to noted economist David Littman, generated an economic impact of $25 million to the state of Michigan. That's huge, and you factor that by 87 years, tremendous impact on the state's economy. If you factor in the coverage that we get, this race is truly invaluable. We've come a long way in 87 years, and it could not be done without substantial sponsorship. I'd like to be the first to thank our title sponsor, Larry Bell and Bell's Brewery, for being our title sponsor. Larry, we appreciate your passion for Michigan, for craft beer, and for sailboat racing. So please give a round for our title sponsor, Bell's Brewery. If you look at the sign above me, virtually all these fine companies are returning sponsors to the Bayview Mackinac race, except for two, Shalani Family Vineyards and the Grand Hotel. Let's please give a round of applause for these two new sponsors for the 87 Bayview Mackinac race. We'll be hearing more from our other sponsors in this program. Well, let's get the program underway without further ado. It's my pleasure to introduce you to the Commodore of the Bayview Yacht Club for 2011. This gentleman lives and breathes Bayview, and for him this race and the club are not something to do. They're part of his heritage, his very being. Being Commodore at Bayview is a great honor that is earned by years of volunteering and involvement, and the reason why a Commodore carries that title with him for the rest of his life. Commodore John C. Burke and I worked together when he was the Mackinac race chairman 3 years ago, and it was a great pleasure. John is a hands-on leader, a man of integrity, and an old goat plus 10 years this year. That's 34 max. This year it'll be 35. And a dramatic rescue that took place in 1985, and I'm sure he'd be delighted to tell you, each of you about over at Bell's Beer. Please give us a warm welcome for Commodore John Burke.
Thank you, Bruce, and welcome everybody. Good morning, and This is, we're hoping to get a better day, but I think we're getting it. It's starting to clear up out there, so we've got some fun planned. I want to thank you all for coming to kick off the Bell's Beer Bayview Mackinac race. So we've got a lot planned, so I'll try to make this short, but I want to make a few introductions first. My first introduction will be our Vice Commodore, Jeff Henderson. Our Rear Commodore is Kent Colpart. I don't know if he's here today or not, though. I have some Board of Governors here, Governor Hanson Bratton. And I think that's it. I believe all my other governors are not around today. So let me move on. I would like to also at this time acknowledge all of our sponsors. Our Mackinac race would not be possible without the help we receive from these sponsors. We're forever grateful to them for allowing us to maintain the high caliber of this event so that over 100,000 people who participate can come back year after year to enjoy this wonderful Michigan tradition. We're especially grateful to Bell's Brewery and its founder, Larry Bell, and the entire Bell's Brewery team for stepping up into our title sponsor role this year. Bell's is now the largest brewery in the state of Michigan and is closing in on the top 10 in the country. Well, this year marks the 87th Bayview Mackinac race. The founders of the race back in 1925 would be amazed at how this event has grown over the years. From that first race when 12 boats and maybe 60 sailors got towed out to the starting line to race up Lake Huron to Mackinac Island, it's now over 220 boats, 2,500 sailors, and over 100,000 spectators and people that participate in this event. It's truly a terrific thing. Well, I've sailed in many of these races, as Bruce said, and I've only missed one since 1976, and that was 3 years ago when I was chairman of the race. And I wish I would have done it. Everybody kept bugging me, well, why? Just go. But, and those of us who have sailed in over 25 races have earned the status and the moniker of Old Goat. And there are currently over 150 registered Old Goats. And there's also those who have sailed in 50 or more races. And they are a very small and prestigious group known as the Grand Rams. And their names are over on a plaque over on that wall over there underneath that top hat. There are 10 names on that plaque on the wall, and some of those sailors are still going to do the race this year. And they've already done 50 or more. So this will give you an idea of how much the sailors enjoy doing this race. People ask me many times why I keep coming back year after year to do this same race. And I always tell them it's never the same. The camaraderie of the crew and the experience of sailing in Lake Huron is second to none. You never know what you're going to see on Lake Huron. The sunsets, moonrises, sunrises, the northern lights, storms, flat calm, big waves, nothing's ever the same. It's always a new and fascinating experience. Well, racing sailboats is a passion that once a person experiences this, they're hooked for life usually. For those of you who have never been on a sailboat or in a race, we've arranged an opportunity for you this afternoon, weather permitting, for you to go out. We're going to get 2 boats. They're identical boats out here. They're 36-foot boats, so they're big boats. Don't worry about tipping over. And we're gonna hold a little race. So anybody who wants to come aboard can. And we're gonna have this race right out here in the river in front of the club. And we're also gonna have a power boat. So if you don't want to go on a sailboat, you can go on a power boat and follow the boats around and see what it's like to race. And this might give you a little idea of what I'm saying when I tell you it's addicting, because it is. It's a lot of fun. Well, this year also marks the 2nd annual Blue Water Festival on the Black River in conjunction with the start of the race. And this is a highly family-oriented event, and it brings even more to our race. And John Witz, who will be talking about this in a little more detail a little later. Well, I could talk forever about the Mackinac race, but we've got a lot to get through here, so I'd like to thank you all for attending the press conference today. The Bayview Yacht Club website is filled with events that you should look at. You can go on and get a link to the Mackinac race also off the website. But check out all of our other events. We've got a lot of national events here at the club this year. And in August, we have an international event, which will be the 4th annual Detroit Cup, where teams from all over the world are coming in, sailing teams, to race right out here in front of the club for the Detroit Cup. And this is a huge event now. And other yacht clubs all over the country are saying, how can we do that too? So here at Bayview, we're really committed to sailing. It's what we're all about. And we really are pretty good at doing it too. So you know, you can come and watch our events right here on the front lawn and get a good idea what it's like sailboat racing out here in the Detroit River. Well, I would like to introduce now a guy who has worked his butt off for the last 8 months or so, or maybe over a year, because he was working last year on this event. And he is my race chairman. His name is Charlie Elmer, and he's the guy that puts this all together. And let me tell you, I know from past experience, it's a huge job. So Charlie, the mic is yours.
Thank you, John.